Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's great in here. Haven't had this chance to do a morning show with you guys for a while, and today's the afternoon. So, coming to you live from the forest. We got a ton of stuff to talk about today. Really appreciate you guys all being here. Want to say a big shout out to all of our new subscribers. The channel has been growing, and there are so many people participating on the Instagram and on the channel. For everybody who's here and subscribed, thank you so much for joining. Hermit, what's going on, man? So many of you guys jumping on. I did a little Instagram live this morning. I was doing some drawing. I love doing the drawing with you guys on Instagram live. Just a chance to like chat about art, watch somebody scribble on some paper. It's a good time. Mike, what's going on? Getting beat up in the Marvel Chrome break. How are you doing? Man, some of the Marvel Chrome breaks, I mean, we're getting some janitor autos for sure. Some guys are definitely hitting those janitor autos, which I love, like how funny the Marvel card community is for coming up with these ridiculous little terms for what we call stuff, Snicked in the building. What's going on? Snick's been doing some whatnot streams and whatnot. I hope that you guys get a chance to jump over there and have a look. That's really cool. Donnie boy, what's going on? Donnie was in the live earlier too on Instagram. Thanks a lot for being here. Big Dom, what's going on? We have some people in the group, just the perfect attendance record. Always so grateful you guys are joining on. Joe Pete Castro, what's going on? We have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today because there's been a bunch of news released that we've always been in a little bit of speculation about, and kind of wondering when we're going to receive some comments from certain companies regarding licenses and product releases. And today we're going to talk about that stuff. So I was going to have a couple people on, but it looks like they're not going to make it. So it's going to be me. Oh, it looks like it might be 10 minutes. My dear friend, who's always going to be there back in 5 minutes, might be joining us. I hope you guys got a coffee or whatever your afternoon beverage is, depending on what part of the world you're in. I've been working like crazy lately, so I've been having a hard time doing shows, but I've been posting a lot of reels and shorts and stuff like that. I love doing the Binder Night reels. I'm sure you guys have seen them, but I like pick a set and I throw some music over it and I do kind of the logo and stuff, and I really, really enjoy doing it. Speaking of the logo, there are sketch cards in the mail that are showing up, blank cards, which we're going to be doing a lot more sketch stuff on the channel. Really looking forward to sharing that stuff with you guys. Stay tuned for that. As soon as those arrive, those are going to start getting done. We're going to have some cool stuff. All right, I want to jump right into it. So on the show, we usually do a little bit of an Instagram shout out. So I want to just shout out a few Instagrams on the channel right now. First one I want to shout out is High End Marvel. I mean, this is such a cool show. This guy reached out to me here actually yesterday, answering my story of me fishing. I love getting I love posting stuff in my story about just what's going on in my life as opposed to actual posts, because you guys are here for Marvel cards. So in the stories, I always post my fishing pictures, and I always get some really funny comments from you guys. I love it. Really cool Instagram. Check out High End Marvel. Another one, Sober Face Cards. Definitely an Insta that you should be checking out. A very, very cool one. Tons of great cards. Always lots of great commentary, and always appreciate Soberface being in the chat. Really cool Deadpool collection. As you can see, some of these Instagrams just have huge cards in them. Huge, huge cards. Another one I want to shout out is a character collecting friend of mine, the Danny Moonstar Collector. You probably know him as OCD Sketch Card. Some Instagram accounts, like Matt Fuller's, have a second one for their character collection. I'm the same way. I have the Sabretooth PC for mine, which I will be updating again very soon. As soon as I have a chance to take a photo of all the new fun stuff I have, that will be getting some love. But it's cool having an extra Instagram account for your PC so that people don't have to deal with your channel stuff. Another one I want to shout out is the Real James Murda. He has the Card Collector Show, really cool show. He's always posting stuff, posting shorts on Instagram, on YouTube. I mean, he was a part of my break, and he hit some huge cards, actually. He was the Black Panther spot. He did really well. Really cool account, really fun guy, great channel, New Yorker, love it. And our last one here to kind of lead into the conversation that we're going to have today is Mr. Dan DeSanto's art. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already following Dan, but Dan is an amazing artist. Part of the topic of today is Marvel Masterpieces. And I just found it fitting to mention his account because some of these guys have Patreons and all sorts of socials, and Instagram is my preferred one. So I wanted to give him a bit of a shout out there. Okay, I'm going to have a sip of coffee here, and we're going to get into the masterpiece conversation. I'm outside right now in the fall, and the smells of the forest right now are just incredible. Like it's pretty wild out here right now. So we have finally got some information. So let's pull up this post here first from Matt Duford. So Matt is one of the Upper Deck representatives who deals with Marvel stuff. So I'm going to let you guys read this, but since there's really no sense of shying around it, and I've been asked by many artists, I should mention that we are no longer working with Marvel license and trading cards. In the past week, it has transferred to another company. I find myself lucky to blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is Matt Duford basically confirming what we all knew, and that is that the license has transferred over and that they're no longer doing Marvel. So we're on the very tail end of it. You guys can flip back and read that if you like. This is something we all knew, but we were all sort of waiting for a response from Upper Deck. So it makes perfect sense now that we're starting to see that, because we're starting to see Topps products get released. And for those of you who remember a little bit farther back in the day here, we're going back like 20 years, there were Topps products in Marvel cards. I wanted to bring a couple of them up and show you guys while we're having the conversation. So Topps has produced lots and lots of Marvel cards before. My favorites, absolute favorites for me, are the autos that came in the movie cards. So I broke a box of this on the channel with Spidey Hits and Sketch Card Hive, and was really excited to get to share that with you guys and do a full box break hunting autos. I didn't hit an auto. I did hit some cool stuff in it. I didn't even hit a patch card actually from the movie set stuff. I was kind of disappointed in that. Maybe I got a crappy Canadian box, but this is a cool product from Topps, and this isn't really what we're seeing in the modern stuff here, so I'm not really going to get into that, but I wanted to say that this is the Topps product that I enjoyed back in the day. The thing that we're here to talk about today is a post that Dan DeSantos made. Sorry, Paul's Cards jumping in the chat here. Hey, Hermit says, hit that like button. This man's in a forest in the middle of work day about to do Marvel cards. 100%. I appreciate that, Hermit. I am in the beautiful rainforest here in British Columbia, and what a place to be. Getting back into this, what we got today from Dan DeSantos, this is a direct post from him, is thank you for your participation in the 2024 masterpieces. So this is thanking artists who are doing sketch cards for the set. All right. This is not to be confused with MM22, the Dan DeSantos set that was released a year and a half ago, that everybody knows and enjoys so much. This is in a conversation to have about the most recent set. So unfortunately, I am saddened to say that the project has been canceled. We appreciate your time and consideration on joining this set, and we are sorry to relay this news. This is confirmation here, guys, that Marvel Masterpieces is done. So MM22 is the last regular-sized masterpieces you're going to see. I know that we just had that MMXL, whatever. I think I've voiced how I feel about that one. I'm going to not even touch that conversation anymore. But the MM22 is going to be our last set, and this confirms it. So Dan brings up some really good points. Hang on a second. We got a straggler who wants to jump on here. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to get him. Hey, how's it going, Fausto?
Good, buddy. Sorry, man.
No, don't be sorry. You're great. You're bang on time. We got 18 people watching right now. Welcome to the show. We're having our conversation here. I'll just bring it up real quick again that we have confirmation from Dan and other artists thanking them for considering being a part of MM24, but it is in fact canceled. Fausto, you want to weigh in with us about some thoughts on that before we read Dan's letter that he posted, which I'm sure you've already read?
Well, I mean, truthfully, everybody should be running to buy as much masterpieces as possible. What are you doing? Why?
Hang on a second. No,
just go to your eBays now.
Yeah.
Run.
Totally joking, everybody.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, though. I mean, to really think about it. And I was just having a great conversation with Fuller, funny enough. And, it's not forever, but it's for a long time now, it seems like. Yeah. Which, to put it in perspective, but yeah, Dan's was the last masterpieces. Yeah. And the masterpieces that was supposed to happen was between two artists. And one of them was, which is the worst kept secret ever, was Bill Sinkovich. Really? Yeah. Which would have been banging. That would have been one of the coolest Marvel masterpieces of all time. And he did do Marvel masterpieces, just not as a single artist for 93, obviously. Yeah. But it would have been great. And it's I don't know, it's weird, right? We see all this kind of stuff happening around us, and I don't know, it's an end of an era, man. It really is.
So it really is. We're going to touch on a couple of things. I wasn't 100% sure if we were going to discuss artists, so I'm glad that we're going there. I'm glad we're going there because it was the worst kept secret ever. But yeah, we'll get into that. But it is crazy to think that we're going to see a gap here, because the last time we saw a gap, it was from 08 to 16. It was an 8-year gap, for the record. Before that, it was 96 to 08. And if my math serves me right, that is 5,000 years. And it seems like a very long time to go without getting a masterpieces. So we've been so spoiled lately with all of these product releases, and now we're going back to this era where we're not going to see them. There's a huge transition going on. And we got this note from Dan. I just want to put this thing from Dan up here. What Dan indicates in this is that much of the work for MM24 is already complete and will not be released. So I'm not going to read this letter out here because you guys are not here for story time. This is not a reading show. You guys can go back and read that letter. But what he's saying in the letter is that all of the work is done, and that now, like, for part of what it is for artists who work on MM is that they get paid to do it, but then they get to sell their paintings, and that's how they make their money on these masterpieces set. And now this set is going to be an unreleased product, so it's not going to be licensed product. So that's a huge whack to the price of the paintings that that have been done. So Fausto, do you want to weigh in a little bit about the fact that these paintings are apparently done and this isn't going to be released?
I don't know if they are done. I don't know if that's exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems.
Oh, Fausto, we're frozen.
I'm frozen. Damn.
Oh no, we've lost Fausto.
No. Oh no.
Oh, you're back now. You're back now.
I'm here. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let me look at it one more time. Is that what he says? Says that the person finished all the art already? Damn.
Yeah. Well, that's what Dan's indicating. Maybe not indicating that it's all done.
Okay.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm here.
But yeah, he's saying that this was part of the issue, and I'm assuming that plenty of sketch cards and work has been completed for this set. But it sounds like this is the whole set's going to be a wash, and let's go with quite a bit of work is already being completed for it. Because if its release date was possibly going to be within the licensing, it would have had to have been pretty close to completion.
Yeah, I guess so. That's pretty fast, though.
Yeah, true.
That would have been pretty fast. I don't know. I haven't heard of that artist, because there were two artists. I've been confirmed from Bill's agent, which anybody can email, that he didn't start the thing. It was confirmed in the videos, blah, blah, unless they're just throwing off the scent, but I guess that's not true. But there was another person who was going to do one, who I don't know. And I hope that they can reach out and sell their pieces, because I think people would enjoy having like an unpublished or, not like get released, but intended to, because that'd be kind of cool for people to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I hope that for their sake that a lot of the work hasn't been completed, but I do really feel for these sketch card artists that have obviously completed work for it, that are now told that these cards will not be released. And I'm not really sure how that's all going to situate for them. But that's a real bummer, and not only I was looking forward to another masterpiece set. I think there's so many people that have come into the hobby recently as a result of having seen MM22 get opened and then get to experience other ones where masterpieces was definitely something that was going to be cool to see again. And now that we're not going to get it, it leaves me wondering a bit about the importance of MM22. Because you and I have had this conversation a number of times, where is MM22 the start of the modern era or the end of the modern era? And we got our answer. So here's our answer. It's the end.
I think the real key to all this is just to realize that the Marvel card landscape is going to look very different. I know a lot of, hey, everybody, what's going on? Donnie, Doom, Tim, what's going on? Hermit, Paul's, what's going on, everybody? Damn, everybody's here. What's up?
We got everyone in the house.
I think the real killer part of all this, which is the part that I'm thinking about in terms of eras and when things are beginning and ending and all that kind of stuff, is that I just think the landscape's going to change pretty significantly. I don't think Topps, and I could be wrong, I'm hoping proven wrong, but I don't think Topps is going to spend a lot of time on comic publishing Marvel cards, that comic art. I think they're going to focus more on the MCU side, celebrity side. It just goes and tracks with what they're into at the moment. I don't know if the license opens up. If it seems to me, based on their wording, that's exclusive to them,
Right.
the Marvel card license. Um, Truthfully, I think that people are going to leave pretty significantly, and I think people who are looking to have this as an investment or build up shops with Marvel cards and stuff like that, I think they're going to go even harder on Tops, and I think it's going to become even bigger now.
Yeah.
But I think mostly what will happen to collectors, like the 30% of people out there who are building collections, I think those collections are going to change drastically. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are going to move cards that they're going to give up on because they don't see them carrying value, which is probably going to be untrue, which I would consider to be untrue. And I think a lot of people are going to get really cool cards for their collections if they're
Yeah.
just really smart about hunting for things. But this is, I mean, for me, this is the new era of hunting, right? This is looking to the past. This is time to like round out collections, wait for things to
So
go up.
I've already got all of my my fur costumes for hunting and gathering on. I'm wearing all of them right now. I've been
That's
doing
amazing.
nothing but hunting and gathering.
I see a
And
Marvel card in the tree over there. I'm sure you'll snipe out in a minute or something like that, just hanging out. Damn,
just
damn.
falls from
That
the
was a
bush.
green PMG. That was amazing.
That's right. I needed that one.
That's good.
As if Masterpieces wasn't outrageously priced already, being the last one will make truly unobtainable for the vast majority. I would say that it's unobtainable now as far as trying to find sealed product. Good luck. I mean, I don't know where to go look for one, especially at a reasonable price. But let's transition into the conversation of price, talking about the new product of Tops. We're seeing this product be priced in what are we at, $6.75 a box, US dollars, being sold in America. So what I want to mention about that is I saw somebody make a really interesting post saying that Fanatics is a gigantic company that will be monitoring sales of their first product very closely and using that as a price point basis. So if this product is selling out at those prices, what business wouldn't consider that a reasonable price to price the rest of it at? Lots of people who are from the sports world are saying that this is a high price for a chrome product, but I don't know what the sales have been like. I know that people have been breaking it. I know that you guys have seen lots of breaks on whatnot, but I think that it's been discussed about the price points of where this Tops product could sit, and it looks like it's going to be priced very high and continue to be priced very high.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think that builds a strong collector base. I think that
Yeah,
builds a strong breaker base. I think that builds a strong entertainment value, gambling aspect of it. I don't know
yeah.
if that builds a hobby though. I think the
Well,
hobby is going to have to be dependent on the people who are here and the people who come in and how
yeah.
they treat this. You know what I mean? And that's what's going to keep this kind of going with some longevity. But you know,
I think
I don't think the companies are interested in doing that.
no, and I agree that the companies aren't interested in doing that. But us as collectors, so the people who are in the chat right now who are collecting this stuff, the people who watch this after the live is on, I think a lot of us are still processing all the Upper Deck stuff that came out. So having a conversation about transitioning into Fanatics, it all happens so fast. It's way too fast for me. I'm still collecting, like, man, I'm still working on beginnings at times. You know what I mean? There are still beginnings cards that I'm buying. And it's interesting that I think that now we're going to get this chance, like you had mentioned before, of looking back a little bit. And I don't mean looking way back. I mean looking back in the last 2 years. I mean, so much stuff has come out that I'm not going to be chasing after the newer releases that are the expensive ones from Tops, because I still have barely had a chance to digest the Upper Deck ones. And that's actually a great opportunity because the market's flooded. So there's tons of cards out there to collect.
Tons of fun cards to collect. I actually got a list exclusive for this channel from an artist telling me what brands were cut from coming out.
You want to share that?
Duh, son.
Obvi. Obvi.
Obvi.
Welcome to the most basic Marvel channel on the internet, everybody.
Marvel
Sean,
cards are like for real awesome. Okay,
yeah,
y'all.
hang on. Starbucks delivery just got here and Uber Eats. Give me 1 sec. He says Tops Chrome to me. He's just piss poor art. No detail on faces. You know what, man? I like the artwork from it. Like I only have it really based on a couple of the ones that I saw, and the stuff that I saw. I'm not understanding how the price point matches up with the artwork that was there. I wouldn't have paid that for a box if it was original art, but that's just me.
You know, the art for the surfer for Topps Chrome is not only the art they used for Finding Unicorn, just zoomed in, but it's also the art for a Topps card they put out 4 years ago. No,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
It's just lazy is what it is it's just absolutely lazy. But hey, I'm not, you know what, they can do whatever they want with it. There is so much exciting stuff to be excited about from the recent releases that I mean it's full-blown EPAC Fleer Ultra Wolverine season right now. And I don't know what you guys, if you guys have been participating in that, but I'm gonna make a bold statement here and say that I think that's my favorite set of the year. I think the Fleer Ultra Wolverine has some absolutely amazing stuff in it. That EPAC release was the most recent one, so there's still tons of trading going on, tons of community-based posts about people chasing achievements, and really might be one of the last hurrahs, because I know there's people who are skeptical if Marvel Avengers Metal is going to hit EPAC. So I think people are treating Flair Ultra Wolverine on EPAC like maybe this is the last hurrah for chasing hard, you know?
I mean, it is. I mean, there's things happening right now. There's crazy thing about to happen. I mean, there's a lot of insanity coming.
Yeah.
I think people look, things are going to start popping up because once something goes outside of the public eye, a lot of people's focus shift. So if
Right.
there are things that you want, you are here for the long haul and you're trying to build a collection that will really stand the test of time, right? If you're trying to do that, things are coming in the next like year and a half, I think. And I think it's going to be really fascinating to see. So no Marvel Masterpieces 2024.
Yeah.
No Annihilation. And no Fleer Retro Volume 3.
No
So
Fleer Retro.
Those are the three names I saw for sure.
Gotcha.
So if this is the last metal set to come out or set with PMGs, unless they do some kind of achievement, that's it for medallions. That's it for PMGs. Yep. That's it for Premiere cards, which we still haven't seen the Premiere come on EPAC. So that's pretty crazy.
I don't understand what they're waiting for on those releases. I mean, I think that it's cutting it pretty close to the wire. It's cutting it pretty close to the wire. I hate to mention, I'm just going to mention a couple of things really quick here. For those of you who are watching this and are really interested in collecting the Topps products, you know, collect what you want, enjoy loving the cards, enjoy being a part of the breaks. 100%, like, go for yours. Like, I really hope that you guys, if that's your intro into Marvel and that's what you're excited about, that's awesome. Like, keep going, enjoy yourself. Don't let me shy you away from it. We're just saying that the stuff that we enjoyed collecting seems to be going the way of the dodo and becoming extinct. You know, another thing
that dodo, I love it.
There's one other thing about Topps I want to mention, and that is us seeing some of the sketch cards that emerged from this first product. I'm not going to pull one up because I don't want to be that guy. But the sketches that we have seen emerge from this are absolutely brutal.
There's only 30 of them. They're all by Frank Miller. I don't think there's any other sketches that have come out, right? It's just the ones from
the only ones I've seen. Can we comment? How old is Frank Miller?
So Frank Miller's an older man, and he has a very solid foundation in Marvel. But I think the problem is not necessarily the sketches he drew. I mean, it's a Frank Miller piece of artwork, and you pulled it. It's great. I wish the sketch card had a freaking design on it. I wish it wasn't so lazy where the front was just blank and there's no like design to the card whatsoever, because it's 30 of those cards only, and that's such a big name. And to make a card look as cheap as that is kind of a dumb move.
There's a missed opportunity. There's an enormous missed opportunity.
It's a lazy decision, period. Like 100%. I'm feeling a little frisky this morning, and it's just a lazy. It's just lazy, because having a sketch card by Frank Miller is cool, even though they're very simplistic and all that kind of stuff. It's still a very cool thing. However, with the way the card market is, we all know that when that opportunity comes, that opportunity is so far out of reach for anybody that it's laughable at the attention given to that. For the price point, they know, Topps knows what's going to happen here. You know what I mean? They know the writing on the wall. They understand that when a breaker pulls that card and they see there's only 30, what they're going to put it on eBay for.
Right.
And to put that much effort into it, not the artist, the Topps, like.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a bit of a mistake. That's a little bit of a mistake.
So we have some poorly designed sketch cards, only 30 of them, and we have janitor autos. Forgive me if I'm not leaping with joy about it coming out. I think that for the first set, and I mean, Upper Decks had lots of criticism over the years, and they've listened to some of it and you know, applied that to some of the sets. So hopefully Topps does the same. But for the first set out of the gate, that's a swing and a miss. Like, it's almost like they released something thinking that we don't know what we're talking about. You know, that like, oh my God, a Wolverine auto. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time to wonder who signed.
Well, it's sad too, because like if that product came out and had that Wolverine auto, yeah, thank you, Tim, and had that, and I think it's 67, as Donnie Boy said. Thank you, Donnie. Here's the thing: if this was available to kids, like at a reasonable price, I would love those. Like I would be all about
Bingo.
it. It'd be like
100%.
It would be cool. I would be like, oh, that's kind of a cool little. That's fun. But in this level of a product, or at least this level of a product, they knew what was coming. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to forgive them not understanding what they were doing with that, and then for it to have so many parallels too.
Here we go. Hermit Scott. I think it would be cool if those autos were common inserts and they had a numbered set. A lot of
Hermit with the mad. Good
excellent.
Point.
You know, I think so. Let's leave it. I'm going to leave it at this in the Topps conversation. There's a ton of room for improvement. So, you know, the other products have left themselves open to having a lot of room for improvement. And if Topps is watching the financials on this product as far as price point goes, I'm sure that they're also going to be monitoring the criticisms that come from community members. So maybe you'll see at least a photo of the janitor that signed them next time. Maybe Felipe will have his own card next time.
I love it. They should follow. Felipe will have his own card signed.
You know, I would like to see those become real. But in any event, there's you know,
make a part two. Make a part 2 to 2001 Marvel Legends. Follow the same format. Do something crazy like that. That is an intensely amazing set, all original art to the cards, all from the same artists. Marvel Legends could really up the ante and pay some really good homages to history of Marvel.
And I'm not even joking about the autos if we got a janitor one, because here's one from the director. When was the last time you saw an autograph of a director for a movie? You know what I mean? Like, that's different.
It's very hard. They did in Masterpieces. No, before Topps took over Masterpieces, before Fanatics took over Masterpieces, they were doing autos, in-card autos from people at Industry Light and Magic. So, which was really cool. And there's a George Lucas auto card from Indiana Jones and a Steven Spielberg. There's even a John Williams and a Frank Oz for Yoda. Crazy. But that's back in the day, you know, like, are they going to be able to do that again? They should.
Yeah. Something that we like to do on the show here is show some stuff from ComC every single time. So I have one more thing to show from ComC in the conversation of inserts that are on the way out. I would like to point out how much I enjoy these preserved ambers. I will miss these. I thought that these were really fun. I know a lot of people didn't like the font on them and all that. I really enjoyed them. I liked the of 15s that came from the Masterpiece set. I thought they were really cool. And they're a very hard card to store. So I've got mine in my binder, and I normally would never put an of 15 card in my binder.
Yeah,
but there's definitely some inserts that I'm going to be missing from MM22. Metallurgy's going away. Those are cool ones too, right?
Metallurgy's great. I'm gonna miss those clear medallions. I'm gonna miss the shadow boxes. I'm gonna miss the transparency cards that we got a lot of. I'm gonna miss holograms. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of holograms coming up too anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or I looking at Upper Deck, they just did a lot with texture. They did a lot with, like, this is paint. I was painting.
I was about to ask you if you have gangrene, but it's just not. It's not that season out there, is it?
No. I'm gonna miss a lot of inserts. A lot of inserts, actually.
Yeah.
It's a little
for those of you guys who are on the Fleer Ultra Wolverine hunt right now and doing the EPAC thing, I would love to know in the comments what you guys have been chasing from EPAC on there. I found EPAC to be a really interesting space recently, where I wonder if moving forward there will also be an EPAC, like a digital product that Topps has that is a place for trading and physical cards and achievements. Because right now there's just so many achievements going on that people are after, and giving me a new realization of how much I like them. And also, this is the first time in a long time there are so many people on EPAC that people are actually responding to messages when you're trying to trade. Like, it's, I don't know if many of you guys are familiar with EPAC, but trying to trade on there can be an absolute nightmare. And I'm having 50% of the people I message right back, and that's unheard of numbers for me in EPAC. But
I think people, it's going to be cool to see if there's a vacuum of Marvel cards, meaning like a void with like the types of Marvel cards that people have been collecting so frequently. When Topps starts putting out, like if the next Topps product, I mean, we know it, right? Hi, Brittany. Hi, everybody. The next top product is X-Men 97 Finest. Like, I love X-Men 97. Huge fan. Love it. But that's an interesting decision.
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting decision. And those cards better be pretty freaking inventive for me to like be interested, because if they're all just chrome and it's just like character shots, how do you make a full set of that? I don't know.
Right. Especially given we haven't seen half of the characters since there's only been, you know what I mean? There's not enough seasons out for us to have seen.
There's not enough characters to make a 100-card set. There's not enough animation stills to do that.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see the size of that. I wanted to touch the Flare cards here. He says, I'm just going to miss the Marvel Masterpieces in general. I've seen the new Monster Masterpieces. I love that we're calling it the Monster Masterpieces set. And while cool, it's just not the same thing, and the brand isn't Marvel. Yeah. It's I'm going to agree with you on that one. Moving forward, you know, I wanted to have this conversation with you guys about before everything's off the market, while we're still in this EPAC for Ultra Wolverine season, while we're still waiting to see MM22. It's fun to have this conversation so that we can all kind of pick and choose what we're going to be chasing after. Dan definitely has confirmed that his set will be hitting EPAC. There will be achievements. There will be new art that we haven't seen, and that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Fausto, do you want to close out on anything?
No. I mean, the art that was not put in cards for whatever reason is gorgeous. They're awesome. There's some amazing pieces. You've seen them on the Mirage. Some of them you haven't seen. I'm excited to see them as cards. I'm excited to see them in whatever happens. I'm excited to see what they do with the achievements for the set. I would say once again, I was having a conversation with someone, and I'll finish this out, about platinum and the prices dropping and all this stuff. I was on here with Graydon a long time ago talking about prices for platinum and how they were going to drop. We said that a long time ago.
Yep.
We mentioned it a lot. I'm telling you right now, be careful with masterpieces. Do not get caught up in that, because there's a lot of FOMO that's going to be put towards that brand, and a lot of people are going to be breaking it, and a lot of people are going to figure out a way to make money off of it, and they're going to sell it as the last masterpiece ever. Do not get caught up in that, because I'm telling you, in 6 months, not even, you're going to see all the prices start dropping steadily, and you're going to see them on ComC, and they're going to get cheap again. They're going to rise up, and then they're going to get very cheap. So just be careful out there, my friends.
Yeah, 100%. And Jesus is in agreement with that in the conversation. It's wise to choose your participation level on the budget that works for you. There is a way to get all of this stuff on the cheap, and it is called patience. It is called patience. Fausto mentioned it. It has been discussed, and if you apply that method of patience on ComC and whatnot, it will pay off. So don't fall into the trap unless you want to. Have as much fun as you want. You guys can do whatever you want. While you're doing whatever you want, why don't you hit the subscribe button if you like this stuff? If you enjoyed this conversation, be a part of the subscribers here, because you get to follow along with all sorts of cool sketch giveaways, all sorts of weird conversations and bad jokes. I do want to emphasize the bad jokes, because there are a lot of them here. And we will continue this conversation on another day. Fausto, thank you for joining.
And remember, when you guys subscribe to here, your last packs out of your boxes, they'll have a little extra magic on them. So
they will. It's a great point. And another thing, if you watch this at work, we will pay you to watch the show. I won't, but your employer will.
Your employer will.
You definitely watch the channel at work. Watch it all day at work. Yeah,
get paid to watch this. Have a good time.
Absolutely. You know, you need that money for Masterpieces 2022. So get paid at work. Have fun, everybody. And really appreciate you here. Have a great weekend. I might do some more stuff on the weekend, but we'll see. But everybody take care. Fausto, you're the best. Thanks for being here.
You're the best. Later, everybody.
Bye.